This is WSN. Love it or leave it. The underdog's on top, and you can either agree or disagree with her. But either way, the tribe is all here. This is a tribe called Jess. You can call the show anytime at 855-77-WYLDE. That's 855-779-9533.
I was like, peg my head against the wall.
All that pegging last episode, I grabbed the wrong joystick back here.
I'm going to peg my way back into this episode. We just finished going live. I forgot my costume change. Oh, well, guys, same outfit, 2 episodes. John, can you turn my mic up just a little? And welcome to A Tribe Called Jess. And we're coming to you from the Salisbury Studios, fueled by Monster Energy. And thank you, Monster. We appreciate it. And yes, we came right back to record because we will be off air. This will be our last episode showing either till December or January. We're not sure.
Happy Thanksgiving or Christmas, everybody.
And Jeff enticed us with a carrot that something big's coming for 2025. Now I want to know.
Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, Happy New Year.
Yeah, by the time everybody's watching this, I hope that you just finished Thanksgiving dinner. And if you had fights with your family, as I said in the last episode, please send them to me, record them.
And we hope you tried pegging as well.
We hope you tried pegging. If you didn't watch the last episode, we're not going to tell you what it is. Go back and watch. Peg you very much.
We peg you to watch.
We peg you to watch. Oh, God. Oh, I love doing this. So if we're a little delusional, we're just, right now it's 9:48 at night, and we're back in here. I love this so much. I mean, as much as, like, sometimes I'm stressed when I'm writing. Frankie, pay attention. When I'm writing the show, pay attention.
The nightmares I'm going to have tonight.
I beg your pardon? I'm done.
Oh, God. Go back and watch the last episode. It's funny. But you guys, happy Thanksgiving. You won't see this till Thanksgiving at least, so happy Thanksgiving. We do hope it was a happy one, and you fought with your family because it's always funny. The stories are great after Thanksgiving, or the drunk stories. And one thing I will say, if you're going out tonight on Thanksgiving, or obviously if this somehow airs the night before, I meant to say it in the last one, don't drink and drive. It is the biggest DUI day of the year, is I think the night before Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving Day in the nation year after year. Don't drink and drive. Take an Uber. Uber's your friend, or just don't go the fuck out. It's not worth it for your life. And if you take someone else's life, you'll have to live with that the rest of your life. And you'll be in a lot of trouble. It sucks.
Also, people would either be happy or disappointed because I'm pretty sure the Commanders play the Cowboys on Thanksgiving as well, right?
No, we don't.
So, yes, we do. So it's funny. I'm going to Kentucky. So I'm going to go work remotely from Kentucky for 9 days and then spend Thanksgiving with some family there. And OG Dad is a huge Cowboys fan, and I'm a huge Commanders fan. And I swear to fucking God, if we lose, I'm going to be so upset to lose to my dad.
I don't want to even talk.
So mad.
I wouldn't peg you for a sore loser, Jess.
Yeah, I'm a real fucking sore loser. When it comes,
especially on Thanksgiving to the Cowboys.
Oh, to the Cowboys. And when they suck so bad, when they suck, and for once we don't, and I'm humble. I know we can suck at any minute. I'm not trying to say that, but I will just die. I'll die. Like his dog has the Cowboys jersey and all that, and my dog has the Commander. I'm serious. So we'll have a house of competing dogs and a father, daughter, and I'm probably not a good idea for me to drink. Plus I have to drive 9 hours back because by the time you see this, it will be 2 days till Taylor Swift, November 30th here at the Salisbury Center. Guys, if you don't know me, I'm a huge techno EDM girl. I love all music. Let's just say that. I can jam out to anything. But I love me some Taylor Swift. And the Taylor Nation live tribute sing-along band is coming here. It is a big deal. She travels global. Our stage is set up. Jeff was really methodical on how he set it up, Jeff and Scott. It is a Wylde Style Productions and Scoro Productions. They're combining to bring this to you. And it's so cool. It's set up like the Eras Tour. LED bracelets will be in sync to the music. I'm encouraging you to all dress up as your favorite Taylor Swift era. It's going to be so cool. And you can go to shoptaylornation.com. First 200 get light up LED bracelets free. Am I assuming they're on sale for the first 200 free, Jeff?
Possibly.
Okay. And then obviously VIP tables, they'll all get them. And they get swag bags as well. So, and I'm going to, my costume is my era, well, hint, is a surprise. So I already have it. And I think now I'm adding a wig.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to be feeling 22.
I don't know about you. Oh, don't sing it too long. We get kicked off of the YouTubes.
I literally, I didn't even have to
All right,
sing
pause. Feeling 22. Pause. Say something else.
Not going to Spanish.
Well, you guys,
She hasn't done a Spanish version of it.
Do you,
anything, has she?
Will you guys please come? I'm going to be really disappointed. You missed my last EDM show. You missed the Cagezilla TCB. Come to Taylor.
I think we get like sick every time something happens. One of us gets sick.
I don't care. This isn't. Now you're going to be better.
It'd be a travesty.
I feel like you guys have plans and you haven't told me, and so you're not going to tell me, and now you're going to let me down on my biggest night, the closest I'll ever get to the Eras tour. I looked up tickets for Canada.
My therapist said you would manipulate me like this.
You would guilt me into. How dare you gaslight me into not coming?
It's going to be really fun. I've listened to her whole Discord, 276 songs. Yeah, she's amazing. God, I hope she wins a Nobel Prize for her lyrics, and they think she will. I mean, the amount of vocabulary in, I think, folklore, the amount of people that wrote in and looked up the words, the vocabulary is fantastic.
Yeah?
If you listen close to what words, I'm a big vocabulary person. So when somebody says a word, I'm like, wait, what is that word? What's that mean? If I don't know it, I get super stoked. And I love, like you, I passed on certain things to you, and I hear you saying things that you would have never said. It's so funny. But I enjoy it.
She does psychologize a lot of things.
I psychologize a lot of things.
It is fun teaching Frankie new words, though. Like today I taught him
What?
Oh, come on, get hip, Jess.
The new song with Bruno Mars and whatever.
Rosé.
I haven't heard it.
Oh, you should.
I might.
With Lady Gaga?
No, it's
I like that one too.
It's new. It's Bruno Mars and Rosie.
Okay.
She's a K-pop artist.
I'll listen to it on my way home.
Banger.
No, I will, for real.
Certified banger.
Certified banger. So we're going to do a little different episode tonight. We are going to, Frankie, for whatever reason, thinks I'm interesting enough to interview. So he put together some questions. I actually do not know them. Sometimes I'll ask, like, please give me a little hint so I'm not so taken off guard. But I'm like, fuck it, I don't care anymore. Take me off guard. And I'm not that interesting, guys. But I'm curious to what he will ask. That's more my curiosity. Or what he won't ask.
Sorry to let you down.
Well, John Caniford said no the first time, so we had to move on down the list.
What?
No, I was saying that Frankie asked John about interviewing him first, and he said no, so we had to go down the list.
John and Jeff are way more interesting to me. Way. I'm not very. Jeff has definitely lived. I have, but I'm more shy about saying my things in public. And then Julio.
Good thing you have a radio show or a podcast then.
Well, there's certain things I need to keep to myself.
You know what they say, Jess?
You know what that's from?
Oshi? Panning?
I think This Is 40, or one of those shows where I did a TikTok on it. Remember about the bullying the kid, and she's yelling at for not including her daughter on the hot list. You didn't include Sadie, and she goes.
Oh, that's right.
I thought it was that little Uzi Vert song.
No, it's seriously, it's part of a TikTok I did, but it's funny.
But just real quick, you know what they say, right?
What?
Peggers can't be choosers.
They could choose I can't say that. 'Cause then we'll give it away and people won't go back and watch the last episode about pegging. Anyway, you had a game and you wanted to ask Frankie and I questions, but you named it something really good because it's a friendship game. So go ahead. What did you name it?
So we're going to play besties or fakies.
Besties or fakies.
So we're going to see how really best friends you guys are.
Yeah, see if we know each other.
Yeah, so I
Oh
got.
no, Hulu's exposing us.
I know, so I got.
God.
It was all for the
I'm
show.
a little scared because
It
then
was all
under,
for the show.
under pressure. Oh, under pressure. I'm like,
You know
The
nothing about
idea
me.
is-
Know nothing about me under pressure.
I don't know anything.
So I'm gonna ask you guys a total of 10 questions. 5 questions about Jess. 5 questions about Frankie.
Okay. Not yet.
Not yet.
We're getting to it.
In a minute, and you know, I'm gonna ask the question, and then you're both gonna write down the answer. See if you know you guys are in sync. If the lines are who
Our
truly are
periods in
besties.
sync.
Oh, I thought this board was to smack each other if it was wrong.
This is the tortilla game.
The tortilla
Oh,
challenge.
shit. Oh, God. Okay, so you asked me an interesting question because this is Purge Part 2, and I don't know where Purge comes into this, but F it. You asked me, how's master dating going? And guys, I said master dating with a D, not masturbating. And if you go back, we have an episode named Master Dating and something, something, something. I don't know what it was. And so basically what master dating is people making a movement to spend more time alone, to become more self-aware, to see if they even want to date anymore, take themselves out, right? I feel like, and he said, so anyway, hold on. And do a lot of self-reflection, self-care, level up, gym, whatever that is, right? So that's what master dating it is. And it was about a year ago, I think this was a trend on TikTok, master dating. And we talked about it. So Julia goes, how's it going for you, Jess? And I said, well, it's more like master isolating. I'm master isolating. I literally work, go to the gym, create and work on new projects, and do my mortgage. If you didn't know, I've done that 26 years. And so I am looking, though. I mean, there's a few people I'm like interested in. And I'm just, I feel like as I'm getting closer to March 50, I just don't care. I just don't care. But I have a few people, you know, not dating at all.
No,
Not
but you-
dating.
so-
I'm not dating.
But you're master dating, you realize that you don't like yourself, so you just didn't even go out either.
I know. I was
didn't
like,
give
I don't
yourself a
like
chance.
myself. I'm just going to isolate and keep myself away
She's
from
like,
other
I'm sorry,
humans.
this is not working out.
I just like my dog. I looked at Oshi the other day because my dog really is my best friend. And I looked at him the other day and I'm like, Osh, it's just me and you. It's okay. It's okay. I really did. I love my dog so much. He's not here tonight, guys. He's at a play date. I needed a sitter today. And then he stayed on his play date and he's going to do a sleepover. Fur baby doing sleepover.
You know what, though? The love that you have for your dog has also rubbed off on me.
God, we know. It's so cute.
It's
though.
now I'm loving my dogs. They sleep with me in the couch, right, Julio?
They even sleep in the same positions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
Oh,
photo
that's
to
a good
prove it.
picture.
Dogs always know their person. They always know their person. So, so that's how master dating is going for me. John, there's a little teeny feedback. I'm not sure if it's
Yeah, I
from
could
me.
hear it too.
It's coming. It's probably because I'm turned up loud. Yeah. All right, a little
You're
bit more.
always turned up
That's
loud.
too
Louder,
low.
louder now.
That's too low.
You're going deaf, Jeff.
Jess.
I've known I've been going deaf.
Yeah, because you're turned up a significant
good now.
amount,
Okay.
but maybe you need to get some headphones.
I am deaf. All right, so
A hearing aid.
where this is funny is, so we talked about this. So where this is funny, and this is not political, and I say this, and it's believable that it's not political because we talked about this. When did I go? It was like April on my celibacy kick. And I was sitting there thinking, and we did a show about it, how people were being celibate on purpose.
Yeah.
And it was a whole movement. And I talked about it on the show. I'm like, this is like a real thing. And it's not as popular here, but blah, blah, blah. And we did this whole thing, a segment on it. So anyway, as the election, results came, women are grouping together, and it's all over TikTok. I mean, TikTok is huge for this, and now it's spread like wildfire to everywhere, right? It really started on TikTok, the 4B movement, which was what I talked about in April, the 4B movement. So this is nothing new to Europe and other countries, but it originated out of Korea. And I'm going to let John, because I want to tell you why they're doing it. But then make it funny because I'm not trying to talk politics. But this is why they started it in North Korea
Okay.
or South Korea, wherever.
for once, their population of people who died outweighed who was born. That hasn't happened in the history of Korea. Why? Because women are refusing to have kids until they're treated equally and fairly. And turns out women are a lot more essential than you would think, than men believe them to be. Because now the government is panicking because they're like, what are we gonna do? Like, we're gonna die out unless women decide to start having kids again. And they're refusing until they are awarded the exact same rights and respect that men are awarded in their society. And so when people have asked me how I feel, I say, period. Whatever gets them to listen, bitch, I don't give a fuck. If it means I'm clocking out, good luck having kids without me.
I love that girl. She's actually really awesome. I follow her on TikTok.
She's cocking out.
She's cocking out. So yeah, literally women to take a stance are on their beliefs are cocking out of cocking. They're doing the 4B movement. Some are going, I think the head shaving is a little extreme. Some are shaving their heads. I would never shave my head, but I'm already there. Now it's a lot of younger girls. And I'm 49 for reference. So when I say younger, I'm saying like 20s, early 30s. But then women, my age too, are saying, yeah, I am just going to not have sex. And there's a lot of men making TikToks in full support. And then there's other men making TikToks like, just total, like, you can't do that. And like telling him blah, blah. Okay, as a 49-year-old woman, first of all, my comment on one of the more funny ones was like, guys, please understand when women have batteries and they don't have to worry if they're getting cheated on or ghosting or any of those things and spend time with self. I was like, they're just fucking fine. I promise you. And you piss off a woman. Hold on. You piss off women. Let me just explain. I'm
just taking a deep breath. I'm just listening.
When you piss off women, in anything, a woman, let's say a woman, you piss off women, you upset women enough, a woman enough. Let me tell you her reaction to her dedication to her cause. It's like you break up with her. Let's say this. You break up with her and that bitch is like, I am going to get the best damn fucking body and I will sacrifice in that gym and I'm going to level up and I'm going to look the best I ever have and I'm going to do this. And once she puts that in her brain, because she set out to that, women will fucking do it and nothing is going to dissuade them. And the gym is an excellent example because as a woman, I can tell you to get where you want to be, a lot of these transformations, it's a lot of work and a lot of dedication. But once women have that, I'm going to show you it's hard. It's a trait we have inherently. So I found it humorous, like the comments back and forth. And the problem is they're going to abstain. The ones that actually do, I don't know who will stick with it. I'm not here to make judgment on if they will or they won't. If it's right, it's wrong. You do what you want with your body and you take a stance how you want. We have a right to do so in this country. We can still take a stance. So, hold on, I had a thought. But, if they do stick with it for any long time, they're going to stay away from men, right? Not have sex with men. And some wives are doing this too. I'm like, oh my God. Well, they're upset with their husband. They're mad. So at that point, when women are at peace like that and they've done it and realize they can, then when they come back into the dating scene, then they're not going to take anyone's shit. I'm like, oh boy. What do you think? I mean, I do it now. I'm 49. If I want to bang, I'm going to bang. I'm not.
No, I agree with that. I've always said that. And when it comes to a challenge, whether a man can hold off longer than a woman,
a woman's winning
a woman can hold off.
Even me.
That thing will get spider cobwebs. Like it will be closed for business. Like that factory would be shut down completely.
I found it really ironic that we talked about it in April, and now this has come full circle to kind of a thing. I mean, based off, it is based off the election, this whole spike in the U.S. But Europe, they've been doing this for a while. Australia, but Korea is where it originated, and that was why, they took a societal stance in their society. So I found that super interesting. Any last thoughts?
I, too, have been celebrating.
What was that?
Pornhub sound effect.
Oh.
Thank you, John. Appreciate you.
Peg you, John. Thank you very much.
Don't tempt me.
Oh my God. Do you have thoughts? Like actual
About
ones?
pegging John? No.
No.
About the celibacy thing.
The 4B.
4B movement.
4B. So what is that supposed to stand for? 4B.
So B actually is a symbol in Korea for crap. I didn't write it down.
Blue balls.
It's a symbol, and it symbolizes something. Their B in the alphabet symbolizes something. John, you can look that up if you want. 4B. What does the B mean? And that's why it became for care, for restrict, for whatever. So it's basically just for them. It was a societal stance, and it evolved like Europe and all those places. Just abstaining from sex to have clarity of mind. You could be a man or a woman. And where that started, it was to take a stance against societal inequality. And, obviously here last week it became a trend because many women feel like we're now not equal.
But my respect for that, though, like, because if...
You have a right to peaceful protest. I feel like it's peaceful protest.
But it just goes...
Except you're not fucked.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's like...
Not you guys, anyway.
But what's funny is, like, the irony of things, right, as a man, right? I'm thinking that as, like the what's the word I'm thinking? Like, the misogynistic part of being a guy, right? Because if you're thinking women are less, right? And then all of a sudden they really highlight abstinence and not giving it up, and then the men feel the impact. It's so ironic because then like you're like really realizing the importance of women, because it's like, how are you gonna procreate without a woman? I mean, that's like to the most basic, simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and in Asian culture, it's so as it is with every culture in a different way, but how it's viewed. I do believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's more like, the men, they want that child, especially I believe the son. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like almost like a trophy. I'm saying over there, I feel like, or it was. That's how it was always translated. And now they're saying, yeah, you don't want to treat us like equal. Yeah. Well, we're the only thing that can give you a child.
What blew my mind is how she started off the clip where she said, for the first time ever, more people are dying than being born.
Yeah,
That's
they're holding out.
crazy.
They holding out over there. So B 4B is shorthand in Korean. The B is for Bihong, B chu lasan. I'm not saying any of these right. I'm trying to have an accent, which I'm bad at.
Beyonce.
Hold on, let me read them. And B sekgeyu, which translates to no marriage, no childbirth, no dating, and no sex with men. And that was Korean, and me botching Korean to the highest
So scissoring
level.
is acceptable?
See, I hope they do. I hope they are. I hope they are.
So soaking and pegging.
I hope they have lots of batteries, great dildos, and good for them.
So just oral and anal.
Soaking and pegging.
Soaking and pegging.
Pegging soak.
I bet a lot of men are pegging.
Oh, good.
Probably.
I mean, why?
I'm curious to how I am actually curious, taking away any politics, how this actually plays out in America, because I feel like we're the least diligent country in terms of some of these things, but women themselves are diligent, right? They don't let fads fade off if they're mad enough. But generally in this country, I feel like we're such a fad-fed country. We jump on, and do we really stand and believe, right? I mean, women believe. Don't take me. I don't want that taken wrong. But in this case, like withhold sex.
What's the word capricho? Capricho in English. Resentment?
No, resentment's capricho is more like out of not spite.
Spite. Out of spite. Women will do stuff out of spite.
Yeah, but I don't.
Like,
I don't want to get into politics, but I don't think.
No, I'm just saying. The capacity of women to just when they say no, when they put their mind to it.
I will give you the one word that I think comes to mind for me when women are hurt. They're hurt, and that's how they feel. They feel hurt. Everybody can say angry. The first emotion women have when it comes to the reason they're doing that, they're hurt, really hurt and heartbroken. A lot of them. So, but anyway, I thought it was funny that we talked about it, and now it's come full circle from April, and wow.
Well, it sounds like no one's come.
Maybe not. Let's watch let's just keep an eye on TikTok, Julio, because TikTok's a good gauge of those things.
Absolutely.
And see how much we keep seeing and if they stick with it. Because you can tell the dates on the video. We can search by hashtag and then it'll feed us everything and see if it dies off. I'm actually quite curious from just how it all plays out.
Let's peg it from where it started. So
There's definitely going to be there's going to be a lot of post-nut clarity after this.
Post-nut clarity. Yeah, I bet. Okay, so we're going to play. I just had to bring that up because I thought it was funny. All right, Julio, you had the game, and we are calling the game. Frankie and I are the contestants on this game, and it's called what? Besties and Fakies?
Besties or Fakies.
Besties or Fakies.
So what we'll do is we'll write down our answer after the question, and then you say 1, 2, 3, and we'll both turn them around.
That's correct,
All right,
yes.
Frankie, don't take fucking forever.
Oh,
I'll
God,
probably
I didn't
take
think
forever.
about that.
Yeah, I should have played.
to be
John,
late
can you
with my
put,
answer.
I guess, 30 seconds on the...
No, not 30. 10 seconds.
15 seconds on the
15.
board?
Yeah, 30 is way too much.
Good. I'm a 1 minute man.
All right, so the first, because ladies first.
Okay. Oh, wait, we're not. We're both supposed to answer the same question.
Yeah, so I'm asking you a question about Frankie.
Oh, no, I thought it was the same question for both of us. Okay.
No, so he's
All right,
gonna,
go ahead.
yeah, but we both answer.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
answers
Okay,
have to
got
match.
it.
But
I'm
it's mainly
stupid.
you
I'm
two,
stupid.
yeah.
I'm stupid. My bad. Go ahead.
All right. It's going to be something simple, something basic.
I'm sure it's not. I'm going to get it wrong. I suck at these.
Jessica, what is Frankie's favorite movie? Go.
Oh, fuck.
It's not timing down, John.
I'm going to misspell it.
Oh, no, I don't know.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
I don't know.
4, 3, hands down.
All right.
I said Marvel. I couldn't remember.
It's Predator, yeah.
I thought I was thinking 80s movies and I couldn't. They all went out of my head. And I'm like, okay, what's that Marvel shit?
It's Predator.
Yeah,
Predator.
Predator.
You know this.
But you
'cause
no, I would have said Alien. I honestly would have said, where did my eraser go? Oh, there. I would have said Alien.
Alien.
legal or illegal?
I mean, don't say it out loud now.
All right. For Frankie, who was Jess's celebrity crush before Travis Kelce?
Oh man, that's such an easy
That is-
one.
that is
easy too.
not
Yeah.
as easy.
Frankie says,
But I'm falling under the pressure of like I know the answer, but I can't remember.
You can?
I know who it is, but Brad Pitt. There you go.
you're not supposed to say it out loud. You're
Sorry.
supposed to write it down.
No, because I was like nervous. Remember how I told you like even when I know something, they ask me, put me on a spot, I'll forget it.
I hope you spelled his name right.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
That's true. Okay.
All right.
Brad pegged.
All right. Just question for about
I
Frankie.
get all these wrong.
Fakey.
What is
Fugazi. No, Fugazi.
Fugazi, that's what it was.
Fugazi.
Besties or
Besties are
Fugazis.
Fugazi.
Fugazi. That's better. Besties are Fugazis.
All right. What is Frankie's favorite kink / fetish?
If I'm wrong, fuck you. That's not. Did you see what he wrote? Jeff, did you-
Can you
Can you see it, John?
clear it up a little bit?
I can see it from here. I didn't see it on the camera.
I wrote foot sucker.
Foot sucker.
I was gonna say, even I knew that one.
I know,
I put Peggy.
but the audience might be guessing with you. Okay, go ahead.
Extra points if you can tell me what he likes to dip the feet in. With the-
Chocolate cake.
Yes. Extra points for Jess.
I win. Okay.
All right. This one's a little to even the odds a little bit. It'll be difficult. Jess's favorite Taylor Swift album.
Man, I don't know the names of those albums.
Oh God, it's I don't even know it. It just went out of my head.
Is there one called this? There's one called this, right?
Yeah, there's one called that.
Oh,
She
are we-
literally said the name earlier today.
yeah, I just said TTPD.
Yeah.
What's that?
The Tortured Poets
Oh,
Department.
yeah. That's a new. That's like just came out. That's
Exactly.
Yeah, it
That's
would
why you
be
should
my
know it.
favorite. It's the most well done.
I thought Jess was going to be say folklore. to be
No,
honest with you guys.
I'm not a folklore. I like songs from folklore, but I like Reputation and Midnights too. But
That's actually
TTPD.
I already forgot the name of the TTPD.
The Tortured Poets Department.
So how is it TTPD?
The Tortured Poets
I'm like,
Department.
To tortured.
The tortured pegging department.
All right, it's my turn, right?
Yes.
I got one right.
Question about Frankie. Frankie's least favorite part about himself. Like on his body.
Oh, physical trait.
Physical trait about himself.
Well, I'm only saying this because
She knows.
because you always complain about it. All right, you say it first.
This is why we called him Jess Jr.
Yeah, stomach.
Yeah.
Yay! I win.
Welcome back, Jess. Welcome back.
No, I'm ahead. He didn't get the Tortured Poets thing.
Let's see if Jess Jr. can catch up.
Just Junior. Go ahead. All right, is this about me or him? It's
about you.
Okay.
Jess's favorite kissing scene in a movie or a show.
Oh, that's easy.
Man, I don't remember that movie, the name of it.
Just describe it. Do it the best you can.
It's not This Is Us. It's Hold It Right There.
Are you getting pegged over there?
Oh, I don't know. I know it's that Netflix movie she said.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put Netflix movie. Netflix movie.
This is like reason
He put Netflix movie.
Yeah.
Netflix movie. What is
Yeah. Nobody wants this.
It's not
Nobody
a
wants
movie.
this.
It's not a movie. It's a Netflix series.
It is.
But he did know. I'll half credit.
Half
I'm
credit,
still
absolutely,
winning.
0.5.
I'm still winning. It's called Nobody Wants This. It's that one with Kristen Bell and what's his name? Oh my God, his name just went out of my head. Yes, best kissing scene ever. Okay, this is for
This
me.
is a question about Frankie for Jess. Frankie's favorite non-sexual activity to do with a female.
What?
You love doing this.
With a female?
Yes.
What? I don't even know.
He doesn't know himself.
Hint: spending money. You don't
Wait,
like doing
I got it wrong.
You don't like doing this with yourself.
Sorry,
But you
I
like doing
know
it
what
with a
you're talking
female.
about, yeah.
Wait, say it again then.
So Frankie, this is an activity that Frankie likes to do with
Oh.
a female.
I know.
It involves spending money, and he doesn't like doing this with himself, but he does
Oh.
like doing it with women.
Yeah.
I might got it wrong, but Frankie does most things. But
He does most things with women.
oh no, he's like me. I can go.
All right, I'm
to-
ready. Ready?
There we go.
Shopping for clothes.
Oh, I did mani pedi. Because
Oh, I like that too.
I think I get half credit for that.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. I'm still winning.
No, that was a good one. I forgot about that one too.
You go by yourself. That's why I was like, you do. But yeah, I get it. Clothes shopping. Okay.
No, but I do love money.
This is about me.
This one's about Jess.
Black.
All about
And her
me.
taste
Black
of men.
clothes. Gym clothes.
I wear a lot of different clothes.
They're all black though.
No.
What is something that a man can do with an accessory that Jess finds very attractive?
Oh, that's easy.
God, he gets easy ones.
It's just mouthfuls.
Are you done writing?
Hold on.
Your time's up. You lose. You lose. I win. You
Hold on.
Jesus Christ, this is
Got it. Here you go.
moving backwards.
John, read it. How many more do we have?
Just one more.
Okay, this is about Frankie. I'm still winning.
It could have been also sneakers. Right?
Yeah,
Jess?
that was. I actually was gonna put PS sneakers
PS
because it would have
sneakers.
been fair.
Very, very fair. All right.
I'm excited. I'm winning. I have to get this one though to win it all.
What year did Frankie graduate high school? No, I'm kidding.
1994.
That's very close.
95. Sorry, I forgot your 2 years.
Why won't Frankie date a porn star?
I just summed it up with 2 words.
I think I got this right. I'm recalling the conversation. Okay, I put insecurities of hers.
Yeah, same thing, basically.
When you're in, that's what you said.
Yeah.
When then you're in a relationship and she'll be insecure.
Yeah. Double
See?
standard. She wouldn't want the same thing.
I win! Woo woo! No, we were pretty even.
Yeah. Well, there's one more question about you, Jess.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh God.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good is Jessica at flirting?
At
How much
farting?
flirting?
Oh.
How good is Jessica at pegging? Scale of 1 to 10.
Right?
All right. -100. Wait, when I want to flirt, I'm really good at flirting. And when I'm drunk, I'm really good at flirting. The problem is when I flirt when I'm drunk, I fall on a dick. Anyway. That's why I don't do it when I'm drunk.
You don't fall. Jess doesn't fall on a dick. She falls on a dick.
You're gosh darn right. That was fun. We
that's
should
not-
do that
we should do
again.
something
We
like
should
that
do it.
again, yeah.
We should do we should keep the boards. Or I can keep them for us if you want, unless you
Yeah.
need them. And then
No.
we should do a game when we bring everybody in, maybe get more. How much were they?
To be honest, I accidentally ordered 2 pairs, so we have a total of 4.
All right, we'll do it.
Nice.
We
Can I
should do
throw
it.
one to Frankie and
Yeah.
Julio and see if they get it right?
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
About each other?
Oh, no, about you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, there
Hold
you
on,
go.
let
Look
me-
at John.
You throw some more. I want to make this one different. John said he's ready for a banger and to stay here at 6 in the morning.
Did
I
you
said,
Yeah, let's do it.
Did you
I'm
say
For a
kidding.
pegging session.
Wait, did she say throat some more? What?
She said bang some out.
yo, get your. Oh, sorry, Julio. Jeff, I need to. Did you bring the lamps, Jeff?
Yes.
Okay, if you
They're in my
have to,
trunk.
if you have to leave, just leave them at the thing. I know it's later.
Wait, whoa. What's in your trunk? The lamps.
I peg your party.
I beg your
Yeah, I've got
pardon.
to go to bed.
His hair doesn't stay that beautiful without.
All right, let him ask the question.
All right, what year was Jess born?
Man, that's easy.
They know that one. You need something harder.
Yeah.
Hold up. Let me change that. I put 1800 by accident.
I just.
Yeah.
I thought it was 2 years.
1974. Because he'll be what, 40?
8.
You'll be 48.
Yeah.
And I'll be 50.
I got you.
You follow me? He's just late in the calendar. Do you have another one, John, that's hard?
Not this soft.
Come on, John.
Soft dick
Of all the
bullshit.
things you've heard us say, and you.
All right. What is Jess's favorite Netflix series?
We just did that.
No, he did a movie, but
No, that was a
It's
series.
Alright, fine,
That's
fine,
a
fine.
series. That's
I
a series.
already forgot the name of it.
what's her Starbucks order?
Don't drink it.
Gee, I know. Just doesn't do
Oh.
Starbucks.
Sorry.
I don't know then.
Is
Okay,
it
let me
pumpkin
think.
spice
of one.
latte.
How many guys have ever broken my heart?
Three, two, one, go.
Yeah.
One. I say it on the show all the time, and it was
one.
neither of my exes.
No, it was a joint answer. 2 minus 3.
All right, we'll move on because Frankie was gonna interview me, and I think I'll tell the story.
Interview with
Maybe
the
I'll
vampire.
tell the story on the New Year's Eve because I've never told that story. I haven't even told it to my closest friends. It was horrible.
Nice.
Well, I came
Horrible.
up with a couple with 5.
Yeah, well, we're gonna do 4 questions
Oh.
right now. Or wait, how many total?
Well, I did.
Put the mic closer to you.
8. I did 8.
So do 4. Some quick, so we don't
I
bore
did
everybody.
3.
I'm
like,
not that
3
interesting, guys,
deep
but I'll do my
ones,
best.
3 deep ones and 5 just kind of. Fun
Okay,
ones.
why don't we do
Some kinda
4
shallow.
faster ones and 1 deep one
All right.
right now?
Are we still
So-
talking about questions?
Yeah, this is.
But
like a
this
little
is like
interview.
he's been one. He's like, we should interview you, Jess, and I'm like, oh God.
But it's just funny questions, Jess.
Okay.
All right. How do you handle having 2 funny co-hosts always busting on you?
I like it in here when you guys are fucking dicks in our group chat, our old group chat. I'm like, I would get so mad. And they knew it too, because Frankie'd be like, okay. Or Frankie'd be like, see ya. Bye pegging. Bye pegging. Yeah, I'm so glad you guys are on, and you guys are walking billboards for the network and Tribe Called Jess, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, we just like
you
this.
are. And you like the attentions.
I mean, look at Frankie, like, over there, like...
Speaking of attention...
Okay.
As your 50th birthday approaches, what are you most looking forward to besides getting a bunch of Botox?
Oh, boy. I've said a lot of, and I don't want to spoil the end of this show, but I've said a lot of things I don't do resolutions or anything, so I've said a lot of things, but and this happened when I was 40, every woman has told me another light switch goes off, and it really, truly does the minute you turn 40. I don't know what happens, and when I say don't give a fuck, it's not a bad thing, right? But you really, truly start, each year that goes by, you just become so badass in yourself, meaning just in your own power and who you are, and embracing yourself and letting go of things you worried about. And if somebody doesn't like you, and women are like, when they turn 50, it goes that times a million. And really? I look forward to that, but for all the good reasons, right? And treading very careful. Like I said, I felt like I was becoming super apathetic, and I'm such a feeling and loving person. And boundaried now. Before I would just be nice to be nice and a people pleaser. I'm more honest now, which probably makes me sound more harsh and mean, but I'm just being honest and authentic. And if you don't like it, then we can't be friends, and that's fine. But I'm looking most forward to that. I think I realize that I'm middle-aged, as much as it pains me to come out of my mouth, because I still feel like this little girl inside. And I know that I'm end of life, like more years are behind me than in front of me, right? And I really, really appreciate the fact that I'm still here, and I'm excited. I do have plans, up my sleeve to go to Ibiza with my brother and sister. I'm going to go back to Puerto Rico, because, again, more years behind me than in front of me. And I'm like, I want to do shit. I'm tired of stressing. So, but yeah, that would be right now.
Nice. And then well, let me give you a serious one.
Okay. I thought that was serious. That was deep for me.
What is your process on being able to write and come up with great topics for the podcast?
Oh, wow. That's actually good.
I taught him that.
My brain.
I mean, other than your Bessie.
So the Wylde podcast.
Aside from like the 50 reels you get in Instagram,
but that just started.
every day.
In all fairness, you guys are a great help, but that just started happening, right? Because I want you guys to engage and so much. But the podcast has been really cool for me for two reasons. I'm a super creative person. In a lot of ways, I used to do, believe it or not, a ton of arts and crafts. I was in plays. I did a play. For my whole neighborhood and raised money for the Statue of Liberty when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah, I
and the
remember you told me that.
Yeah, like with costumes and everything, and made money. I mean, legit money. I danced outside of London with my dance company, jazz, tap, ballet. I love performance, and I was always into writing extensive letters. I did well at essays. I enjoy tapping into my brain. And it's a constant moving filing cabinet, especially as you have more and more life experience. And then you kind of take that and you connect with so many people that are younger than you or at a different level of emotional IQ than you, or they want to get fit, and you're connecting with these people, but you have all this knowledge of 49 years. And you're like, how do I convey what I've done wrong, what I've been through, mistakes I made, joys I've had? How did I facilitate that? How did I fuck up so bad and get better? And how can I convey all that back into the world? And hopefully somebody has an easier go because they listen to me. So that's why did that light change? That's always top of mind when I'm doing the podcast. Where I start is as soon as we leave here, I do little Post-its all over. Then I save reels. You guys send me stuff. I make little notes. Somebody will, it could be a friend saying something that they're struggling with during the week, and then everything gets scratched, and I go back to zero and start all over again. And the point is to always make it funny, to talk about taboo subjects, because I know people don't like talking about sex and those things, and they're really normal things. And some people have been like, how can you say that shit? And I'm like, because they're just normal things. And we're all thinking it's okay. And how you put that into context in your own circles isn't as crass as I'm saying it on a character myself on a show, right?
Yeah.
But I hope it opens up conversations for you not to feel as uncomfortable to talk about that with your partner or whatever, right? And I love to have fun. I like being fun, but I also like talking about serious things, like we did domestic violence and things like that, so that, you know, we hopefully always give a message out into the world. And the other thing is just something of kindness, you know. Like, I have to remind myself sometimes to be kind. I can be a real bitch because I still have that reactionary girl inside, and my ego gets bruised, and I have no problem admitting that. But I'm getting better at not reacting, walking away for days and coming back, and remembering that kindness, you know, even though it doesn't seem like it wins, it does. So, and people get karma, and karma is important. It's purpose. People think bad. Karma is always important. It's how you learn a lesson, and it's also karma comes back around. She's good, and she's going to keep coming back around. That's energy of the universe until you learn it. So that's my answer.
Nice.
And then on Thursday, it all comes together because I write it that day now.
Yeah.
I used to write it in advance. I don't anymore. Go ahead. You
More
had
questions? I have more.
One more.
All
We
right.
were trying to do a couple.
You want another serious one?
No.
All right. Finally, how is your OnlyFans and Feed Finder account coming along?
Asking for a friend.
I'll never tell. I'll never, ever, ever tell. You guys know better. Stop.
Apparently we don't.
I would have upgraded to a 7 series. I definitely. No, I love my car.
She'll never say it, but there will be signs.
Right.
And the follow-up question to that one, and will you be adding pegging now?
Yep, as soon as I pick the guy who wants the torture the most.
I guess that's why it's
All
called
right,
turgid.
so we're going to save questions. I have this built into another segment after this one. But Julio actually sent me something really cool, I say cool, a great topic, because I think this happens to me all the time. It's asked all the time. I think people, it's kind of on their mind. I have a lot of different opinions on it. But go ahead and play that reel, John.
To stay friends with your ex.
Oh. Two things that come to mind. The first is emotional maturity, and the second is romantic clarity. So emotional maturity is, does that person have the ability to see you with someone else and not be envious? Does that person have the ability to let you become who you're meant to be and not hold you back with who you were with them? Does that person have the ability to respect that you're changing and transforming, or are they trying to keep you the same? And vice versa. Yeah. And then the second part, the romantic clarity, are we both sure that we're not just sticking around because there might be another chance? Oh. Are we both clear that there's a safe boundary here? Are we both honest and transparent enough to say we truly want a friendship with mutual respect, or the moment I can break your boundary, I will? And so to me, the answer is yes and no, because it all depends on whether we have emotional maturity and romantic clarity.
I gotta clap. That's such a great reel.
Let me tell you, my favorite line out of that was when he said, "Are they going to? Are they going to hold you to who you were when you were with them?" And take away what that reel was about, because we'll get into that. I think that's such an important message, and I see this over and over again with friends. And I'm not talking about me. Like, people say this shit to me all the time, and I know the right retort to that. But friends, family, relationships, where people grow and change. And when you meet them, when you re-meet them later in life, or at a certain path in life, or you're reflecting on them, and I always hear, well, now she's he, it can be he, now she is this, and, blah, 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 blah. Well, thank God, thank God they're not the person they were before. Thank God they had enough awareness somewhere to go, wait, I need to do this. And I'm better today. But I still was a really good person then too. And we hold people to who these people they were 10 and 20 years ago. And I see this so much in crowds or people, especially as people become more emotionally successful or financially successful, all of a sudden they're the demon. And it's like, oh, well, you weren't like that before. No, I let you walk all over me before. And now I say, you're not going to do that anymore. However, you can meet me as I am now. Or if you're not, then I don't need you in my life because I wouldn't hold anybody to who they were in their past. We're all a part of who we are as we grow. There's still pieces of me that I love that Silver Linings playbook where it's like there's that dirty girl and there'll always be a part of me that is her. There's always a part of us that is not the best version of ourselves, but is really important to who we are. And I love that line. But go ahead. What did you...
Oh, no, I agree with it 100%.
But what did you like about... So that was taking that real off topic. Yeah. Sorry. And I just really like that. And I can't stress to people enough. Let people be who they are now. Yeah. Don't keep going, well, you fucked... I hear that all the time. And I'm like, yeah, but she fucking doesn't now. And she's different now. That was 20 years ago. Shut the fuck up.
But I think the majority of us think that way. I know I don't. I know I think
I
that
have.
way.
I've done it to people, but not now. Like it's so at my age, if women are I hear it a lot from women. Men in a different sense. It's more if they're older now and they're jealous they didn't stay with the bitch that's hot now. And so you hear that men say that about those, oh, well, she's blah, 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 and I'm like, motherfucker, you're just mad you didn't stick around. Like, she pretty.
Or if someone gets married, you're like, oh, I remember she was like the biggest slut in high school. And
so,
look at that.
Well, obviously you sucked, so she had to keep being a slut until she found a good one. Like, I just, especially when I hear it more of that 45 and older, my age, 49, I'm like, it's so disgusting because I'm like, dude, you look like an asshole to a girl. You look like an asshole. You're mean girling. Like, what? You look like...
I mean, I just realized that it's more of a reflection on the individual.
Oh, 100% it's the reflection.
And
I always laugh at people in groups of crowds because they're getting their who talk about other people. I'm very observant. And I'm like, I'm watching it ping pong. They just have to talk about somebody all the fucking time. And I'm like, stop validating yourself by trashing other people. It's embarrassing. I'm not saying we all don't invent things. We're like, motherfuckers. We all have that day. But as a habit, as a part of your personality.
No, that is huge. I mean, I genuinely believe that, obviously nothing's absolute, right? But the majority, like 99.999% of humanity, I think we're like that.
When I hear it to such an extreme, I walk away. Yeah. I can't sit at a table with friends of my friends who are trashing one of my other friends to an extreme. Now, she was a bitch today. That's fair. Like,
well, not necessarily trashing, but always thinking that they're having... No, what I'm saying, always the mentality of thinking that they're still that same person that you knew a decade ago.
Well, not even that. I mean, I just won't sit at the same table anymore. It used to be I would just be like, just don't say anything, Jess, don't get involved. Now I'm like, by sitting there, I'm involved. Like, fuck you guys. Why are you... Because then, if you're talking about that person like that, I'd be damned you're talking about me like that, and I don't need friends like that. Yeah. I'm hard enough on myself some days. I definitely don't need friends who in my face say they love me and then talk about me so badly behind my back. And I know too many people, so I feel like for me it's more hurtful because it always comes back to me, and then I'm really resentful, and then the person's like, but don't say anything, and I'm like, well, no, I really want to fucking say something. So then what I end up doing is just silently ending those friendships.
Yeah, because it's so easy to be negative, right? Like another example could be like, let's say someone, who probably was like an alcoholic, right? Yeah. And then now sounds like they don't drink. It's like, oh, I remember when they were like, it's like, okay, like that was before.
Who cares? Like, they're not now. Exactly. I mean, if anything, praise them because addiction is extremely hard. I mean, one of our good friends, and he's not shy about it. I won't say the name, but he stopped drinking. I wouldn't say he was an alcoholic. I think he just partied a lot. Stopped drinking and has been highly successful, hugely successful, let me say, not just highly. And now does a drinking coaching thing to help people stop, drinking, not because they're alcoholics, because alcohol is just such a hindrance on your daily life. And I totally agree, because when I go on hiatuses from alcohol, I'm like, why do I ever go back to drinking?
Yeah.
I'm like, I get to the gym more, I eat better. Anyway, but going back to the reel, Julio, you sent it, so I'm going to let you start. And you have nothing to fucking say. What do you...
I was like, fuck my ex.
Fuck my ex. Are you going to fuck? Peg her.
Peg my ex.
But say that again, because I'm always horrible remembering the phrase. What was that phrase he said?
Well, the phrase he said was, if they are going to hold you to who you are, who you were then. But that's not what I'm asking him. I'm asking him now about the actual reel. Can you be friends? Is it healthy to be friends with your ex? What do you think?
I think it depends. I think it's just like being friends with, in general, with people. You know, we were talking earlier about how sometimes friendships drift apart.
Yeah.
And it's because, people grow in different directions.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's the same thing with your ex, but it's a little bit more complicated because there were deeper emotions involved.
Yeah.
So at the same time is, do they still behave a certain way? Is the behavior still what, ended our relationship?
Yeah.
Or am I, still in the same position from when we ended as a couple and I haven't been able to move on, and am I still, having that?
I think there was
behavior?
a lot of truth to that, and I've been in that situation.
So, I mean, if the two people are mature enough to be able to grow from that situation, no longer being a couple, I believe they can still be friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff, do you have an opinion on this? Because you tend to be insightful on this shit.
I think every every situation is different.
Yeah.
Depends on how good of friends you were, how the relationship was, all that sort of stuff. I don't have a problem with being friends with an ex, but I don't pursue that friendship either. Some people just feel like they have to be friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you grew apart for a reason.
True.
So no need to force it one way or the other.
Respect that boundary, right? Like that if it ended, it ended. Like, you don't have to force the friendship.
Yeah. Why am I laying on
and
the
some
couch?
people are better as friends than as lovers too. So
yeah. Oh, 100%. I do agree with that. Why am I laying on the couch draped like a Cheshire cat, like a cat?
So what was that phrase he said? The second one, something maturity.
Well, I'll get to it. I want to ask John his opinion on. Do you have an opinion on this, John? I like male perspective on these things.
Sorry.
Can you be?
Yeah,
friends?
I think I've tried it before, and it's hard to separate that emotion. It depends on who breaks up with who, right? I think if it's the girl that breaks up, and like let's say with me, and then we're trying to be friends. Like I still have that emotional connection because maybe I wasn't ready for that relationship to end. Mm-hmm. But if it's me, on the other hand, and I think it depends on who breaks up with who, and if how the relationship ended. If it ended in a shitty way, or one person wasn't ready for that to get over, I think,
yeah. All right, Frankie, I'm gonna let you say, and then I'll wrap it.
I'll tell you how impactful that clip was for me. I've always, Jess, I've always said no, right? Like I say, you remain sometimes maybe a connection with an ex. If you have kids, I can understand why, because you have kids. Other than that, be like zero connection, done, over with, bridges burned. Like, see you in the next life, right? But after that clip, those two things play such a big role.
Sure.
I mean, I thought so much in a few minutes that when I saw that, so much went through my brain and my memory, and I was like, wow. I just clarified those terms. I should write them down. The first one he said about.
So he said, because I'm going to address them too: emotional maturity and romantic clarity.
Romantic clarity. That was another one. And if they said, they're gonna respect that boundary, that's huge. Because, are you able to see the other person with another partner, right? Like, how can you handle that? Are you mature enough to be like, are you gonna be jealous? Are you gonna be remembering this and that? How are you gonna behave? And for the longest part, I thought that no, it would be impossible. If you asked me that a year ago, 6 months ago, you ask me now, well, the answer is yes. You could be friends with an ex.
Right. Why has that changed for you?
Those two reasons.
Yeah.
Just maturity.
Yeah, maturity is big.
Maturity plays a huge role in your intentions. Why do you, why would you feel like sometimes you just cling on to something. It could be jealousy. It could be envious. You're envious of it. or what's going on. You don't want to let go of what happened. You still think they're that same person emotionally, and they're not. Like, I remember, like, not too long ago, I even told you this, Jess. Like, I was like, dude, now that I think about it, man, I got separated like 2013 is when I remember leaving. March 2013. We're in 2024. It's like 11 years ago.
It's amazing. It's amazing when time goes by. I think for me, this was interesting to come to this reel because I think I'm different than most people, not most women, just most people. I have a real knack at sensing, and this goes back to my intuition and gut instinct. I don't know if I was just made different, if this is something I cultivated through trauma responses, but I have an uncanny intuition. So I could know something was ending 3 years before, and I'm there. So when something ends for me, I'm over it very quick. I have a really great ability to let go and just have closure with letting go, which is odd. That's not normal for most people. I think where I relate, I think a couple of things come into play. I think if I do believe kids come into play. I can tell you there's only 2 people in life, unless I lost touch with them, I'm saying. Even situationships, hookups, dating, and then relationships that I'm not friends with or at least decent terms with, okay? I don't see a problem. And my last relationship, he never had a problem. Because I wasn't talking and texting. That's not what I mean. But seeing that, hi, how are you? Like, no reason to be, right? And I had seen his ex-girlfriend, and I was very nice to her. Like, they weren't friends, but, like, very nice to her. She was very nice to me. I do think a partner comes into play. If you have a partner, you have to really gauge their maturity and what's necessary if they have a problem with it. So, but I think if you're single, I think he's exactly right. You have to be emotionally mature enough to know where you're at. You have to make sure they're not sitting there doing exactly what we're saying. Oh, well, she used to be that, you know what I mean? Love me for where I'm at now. Here's where I'm at now. And I have the mutual respect for you that that's where you're at. I don't feel a need to be friends with them, but I don't feel a need to hate an ex. I think romantic clarity, that's where I can relate to this the most. One of my exes and I, we're friends. Now, we did hook up a little bit, but I was very clear, like, no romantic, because there really wasn't, right? And I didn't end the relationship. So that's why I was like, what's the big deal? And then I think he thought this was going to be the segue. I'm not speaking for him. Let's be clear. Back in, and I'm just like, I'm not there anymore, right? And so I thought I was being clear, but it upset him, right? He took that chance when, he agreed to something that I think when he crossed the boundary of saying yes.
Exactly.
And that's not dogging him, guys. That's not
it's
being mean. But, and then that sucked because I think we could have been friends, but then that kind of messed it up. And I wish I should have had better judgment to go, we shouldn't do this at all. I don't find it necessary. I will tell you from women I know, a lot of times they get caught up, some of them, in the, oh, well, maybe we'll get back together thing, and they're not over it. I can't speak as much from male perspectives because men don't tell me this as much. And I try and tell them if the old adage, if they wanted to, they would, right? And they kind of get caught up in that, well, he was being really sweet, and we had this great, and I'm like, no. So I think you really got to know that you've moved on. I think you got to, again, have that romantic clarity. So
yeah, and I agree so much with that. And also, like, if it happens that you're able to be friends, great, but I wouldn't push it either because I kind of feel like it also stunts your growth. It's like it's something from your past. Like, you're gonna grow and change, probably have different friends, different, hobbies, different, things you like, your personality changes,
correct,
right? So sometimes you just naturally drift apart.
I think for me, it's more being friendly, right?
I think it should happen naturally.
No, but it's not talking about friendly. I'm talking about friendship.
No, but I'm saying, so for me, I never want to be, unless you really fucked up, unfriendly. Like, if I ran into Nico's dad, I'm always going to be nice. Now, we can light each other up or push each other's buttons, right? I know he's happy. I'm glad for that. And I used to go to baseball games with him because we watched Nico. It doesn't bother me to see him he knew my ex. It didn't bother. We had drinks together, out in Gainesville. Like, we were fine with that, and that was good, right? It was because we were all at a tournament for Nico, and that was why. And so I think those are good environments to be in. And if the man called me and ever needed, like, literally my help, if something was wrong, I absolutely would. And most people I would. But I probably don't need to be friends with you on a regular basis. One, because I'm going to have a partner one day, and even the most mature person, that might change, right? Maybe they might be okay with, like, friendly, but now I've been friends with you, and now I'm like, this kind of makes them uncomfortable. So now I have to stop being friends with you, which wouldn't be an unfair ask, right? They're like, wait, what? Because some people. So I don't know. I think in very unique situations, people can remain friends, like close, but on a daily interaction. But I think it's more be friendly. Hey, what's up? We chat for a few hours. Saw you at the store. Shut up. How are you? Stop.
And you know what? If you can remain friends, like, more power to you. I'm not gonna also be like.
Oh no, I'm not criticizing. I just think I think it becomes an impossibility because so many other factors can come into play, and not the romantic ones. Just so many outside factors can start happening there, and I just think it's probably not worth it. And you did break up for a reason. Now, that's not to say, let's say you move on. I think this happens a lot. I see this a lot. You move on. It's been 10 years. You're married. You're in a relationship, blah, blah. And now you're all at a barbecue for a mutual friend that you didn't know was all mutual friends. And you're there and you're like, oh, my God. And they meet you as a different person. And then you're like, shut up. And you're all friend. Then I think that's what I mean. It's so circumstantial that it's really hard to say.
I think it's just, you know how you don't immediately make friends with a person either. You little by little start figuring each other out. You have stuff in common. I think it's the same way. You drift apart because it was painful. You can't be near that person. You can't stand that person,
Yeah.
And then, like you said, 10 years later, you just happen to meet up again, and it's okay.
And I've met up. Have you guys ever had this where you meet up with, like, an ex or even an old friend, but let's say an ex, and you're like, who the fuck did you turn out to be? Thank God. Like, you're shocked because you would have totally thought they'd go one way. Yeah. And evolve and change, and they did not go that way at all. And you're just like, you don't even recognize the person they are, not in a good way. And you're like, whoa. Like,
I haven't.
Who fucking derailed you?
Yeah.
Who saved you?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting topic. I mean, I think, again, maybe each situation's unique, but.
Yeah, those two terms just completely just blew my mind.
I also think it's highly important to be honest with yourself in those situations.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with them. Be highly honest with yourself because you think you can, even now, sometimes I can handle this and you really can't. Or it hurts way worse than you thought. So really gauge that. And sometimes a friend taught me this, just really imagine it actually happening in your head. Like really imagine. They taught me this for all scenarios and it's helped me.
Yeah.
Because then I can process the feeling before I get there and
that's why I can't do pegging.
You can't process.
All
right, Frankie, we're going to let you ask 4 more questions, the cliffhanger for the girls, and then we will end. Go ahead.
All right.
Better be a good one. Frankie cracks me up. He's such a chick. He's such a chick.
All right. This is a funny one.
Yeah.
Jess, how do you feel
I
or
don't have
react
feelings.
when we're out socializing and July and I always bring fans over to meet and greet you?
Oh my God. It is actually funny because if you don't know me outside of watching this, you are like, or you see me randomly out in DC, I have social anxiety to the nth degree. I hide it very well, and I'm never going to stop going out.
Yeah, I would have never thought.
I am a person that can get on here or get on the stage at the fights and interview people or at the DJs. I will get on the speaker to be the party starter. I organize the events. I enjoy it, but that's it. That's where some people like you love being sung happy birthday to. You're like, Hercules, Hercules. That's.
What does it say that?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh. So I will
say all the way off.
Yeah, I'll say it. I was going to say it. But when in real life, and this is just anything, I don't like that spotlight. I'm not the. Don't sing the fucking birthday song to me, please. And like it's torture. That whole like, I'm like, is it over? Is it over? Is it over? Is it over? I don't like that attention. I like attention at my call, but I don't like being the center of attention. So when we're out at clubs, Frankie and Julia are walking billboards. Like they have our gear on and girls just flock to them. You're welcome, guys. You're fucking welcome.
Thank you, Oshi.
and then they're coming, and so I'll be dancing or whatever. I'm off on my own doing my thing, and I walk by, and there's this big crowd of people, and they grab me. This is Jess, and I have to like. I'm like, hi. Oh my God, it's
this
so
is the
nice.
Jess from the shirt.
And literally, I'm like turning red. I'm shying away. I'm talking like a person from the valley. Like, oh my God, it's so nice to meet you. My social anxiety goes all the way up to here, and I'm freaking out. And I do tell them later, I'm like, you guys can fuck all the way off. Don't do that to me again.
I'm not gonna lie. Part of me doing that is I enjoy how anxious you get.
Fair. At least I'm humble.
Right, but what do you enjoy more? Bringing a crowd to Jess or watching her flirt?
Pegging. Or what?
Or watching her flirt.
Oh.
What's more enjoyable?
I don't think when have I flirted in front of you guys?
I know.
It's like never.
Flirted.
And then she gets mad because it's so tough being a wingman.
No, I get mad because Frankie's bringing. Never mind.
All right,
Unpeggable men.
Next question. How much has the podcast helped you with dating?
Zero. Zero. Thanks a lot, Jeff. I'm just kidding. Zero. I mean, do I get asked out? But I don't use this as a segue to dating, right? Like, I don't go, oh, I have if anything, once the amount of men on dating apps, because I wasn't going to lie about it, that figure out I have a podcast and ditch out, are like, and I know that's why, because it's the minute I say, because they're afraid I'm going to say something about them, or they're probably fucking married, because 53% of people, and they ditch out once I find and because they think I'm going to say their name. I'm like, believe me, if I wanted, I would never abuse a platform. Some people, they do it all the time. Like, we see it all the time on the TikToks, especially the clipaways. Most podcasts trash other people. I have not as of yet. If you have to get me really mad for me to do that.
It's funny you say that because it leads to my next question.
Okay.
What impact has the podcast had on your personal life? Not just necessarily dating, but, how has it affected you, your personal life with friends, with family?
So a couple things. How's it affected my life or my life with friends and family?
No, your personal life. And so, everything, like their friends, your family.
I mean, I've gotten so good at having such a great inner circle that they're all supportive. I'm very aware of who's a frenemy, an undercover hater, but I show grace to them because I've also been in a place of insecurity where I probably undercover hated years ago. And it's not a fun place to be inside themselves. So I give them grace because I'm like, they must be really sad inside to hate me that much. And it used to affect me. I would hear myself talked about in circles of friends that it really, really hurt my feelings because I'm like, I'm not doing it. All I'm doing is I got made fun of at first in group chats. I got, things still said about me. I just heard, but whatever. And so now I'm just like, okay. Like, I'm not hurting anybody. I don't trash people on here. I can be a little cocky, a little bitch about certain subjects, but I try to push that to an edge. But for the most part, my family, all of my family, my grandma thinks I'm like, Grandma, never listen to this. You're a God-fearing woman, but I'll show her without the volume on. I was like, she's like, why? What are you saying? I'm like, things you do not want to hear. But super supportive. My friend group is supportive. My brother, everybody over in Germany is a fan. When he FaceTimes me from WhatsApp, they're all saying, hi, Jess, and like, they know because they watch, and I think that's cool. And so it's been such a blessing. And the fact that, we are such proponents of getting the word out there and watching the fans grow into around all over, to know our voices are getting out to other people is so cool. That's so cool to me. Like, I think that's really cool. Not like braggy cool. Like, just, I'm like, that's cool. Like, I hope like I said something that helped them. Right. Personally, when I hear, and I get this a lot, and this is when I do like the attention, the girl in the gym, when she's like, you really helped me through my breakup. I hadn't seen her in 6 months. She's like 21 years old. You know, it helped me get through my breakup faster and be better. And that made me so happy. Like, you know, or I heard this you said, or I heard that. And those things just touch my heart. And I'm like, thank God. Like, that was always the point for me. If I ever shared anything about my life, was that I hope it helps somebody else. And then I think I've lived a pretty cool fucking life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not traditional for sure, but it's been cool. And personally, I mean, it's been the best therapy and also eye-opening in a lot of ways. And I'm curious of how I'll change and grow it. Like, it's helped me grow as a person. I see myself way different even than 6 months ago. So, and it helps me navigate how my ideas have changed or how I think about things have changed, and to make me realize that we're constantly growing and changing how we think. And I find that extremely interesting.
Nice. And then I have one more.
All right, then we'll play the reel.
Finally, what advice would you give to our audience when it comes to pursuing their dreams and goals?
Oh, wow.
I totally thought he was going to say when it comes to pegging. I swear to God.
So there's a logical side of me that always says, look at everything with logic, right? And you have to make sure that things are obtainable. So you can, this is all logic talking, right? And lay out a plan and this and that. The actual side of me believes and reads so many stories, and of people that have I think we equate dream to rich, or dream to money all the time, right? I love money too. Money makes life fucking easy. I'm not trying to say that, but you know, when something is truly fulfilling, you do it because you love it, and so. That's what I would say. When you find what you do, what you love, do it regardless, right? And keep doing it. Even if it's like podcasting, sitting in your bed with your YouTube. People do that all the time. Some of the most successful podcasts have come right from doing that, literally, and picked up by like other networks, and then they're on there and they're still on their bed and podcasting even today, right? So, but away from that, I think hope is the one thing that everybody's like, oh, don't have false hope. But hope's really what drives us, right? Hope that we have. And the main thing in your mind when you want to do something is you have to believe you can do it. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And human determination, when you actually are determined and do the work, or you might have to navigate, you have to pull on strings and do this or do that, but keep doing it. And do it often. And if you do it often enough, somebody will notice. I mean, don't do it in a corner, dark room of your house, but keep after it. Somebody will notice. And maybe that's not in the form of, again, like, say you write songs and only one person picked up your song, but then maybe you go and you keep doing it, and someone refers you, and then the next year you have like all these referrals, and then all of a sudden you're just writing songs for a songwriting company that writes for I'm just making an example. Success, and you just love it, and now you're getting paid for it. But it doesn't mean you're writing songs for Taylor Swift, but you're doing what you love and you're making a good living. And you just don't give up. You're gonna be dead. Like the
Okay, that went dark real quick.
No, I mean, think about it. I always say it on the show, unless you're famous, history, whatever, most people 100 years from now, nobody's going to remember. No, nobody's going to remember. So do it anyway. Do it anyway. And one thing I will say, when I first got on here, I was always like, people are going to think I'm so stupid. People are going to think I'm dumb. They're going to make fun of me, which some did. Some did. They don't matter. But who cares? Do it anyway. Do not let fear ever hold you back. Do not let what other people think ever hold you back from really trying to go after it. If you're not going to go after it because you need to work 10 jobs to support yourself, that's different. Maybe you have to put the dream on hold. So that's where that logic comes back in. But don't let it ever be because you're fucking afraid. Because just talking to my grandma who's 90, and, talking to older people. Who gives a fuck what people think? You waste so much time worrying if someone's judging you. Just do it.
Yeah,
All right.
bro. Try getting pegged.
Try getting pegged. It's Frankie's dream. You know what? Real quick, I want to touch this. I haven't watched the Martha Stewart thing yet on Netflix, but one thing I always keep in my mind when I want to give up on any of my goals and dreams and I'm not just talking about this. In my head, I'm like, I'm old, I'm too old. And Martha didn't become successful until she was 50. She didn't build her company until she was 50. Now, the whole backstory of that, but she has a whole coaching thing you can do.
Wait, how old is Martha
I
Stewart?
know, I was going to say that.
Martha's old. 80.
She's always looked 50 to me. Like,
yeah, but she's hot now, and I love how she's just banging guys.
Martha Stewart was 50 at 21.
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Whatever. Well, so was Jeff and I talked about it at the show. Remember how I'll be 50 and 50-year-olds did not look like me or like J-Lo's in her 50s, Jennifer. I'm talking, those are prettiest of prettiest, but me, of course. No, I'm joking. But
Damn, Jess.
I know.
you know that was a joke because I mentioned J-Lo and all them. I don't think that guy's out there listening. That's ridiculous. You know better. Don't personify that.
Now she's psychologically.
What is it? What's the word?
Psychologically. Well, I'm hurting myself for saying this. Psychologizing.
Okay, so anyway, we'll get off that. I hope everybody follows their hopes and dreams. But when we do come back, I want to have girls on. I know that's something we wanted to do. I love when all girls come on or, a big mix up. But you had a question. I'm going to let John play this last reel and then we'll sign off. Well, I have one more question and then we'll sign off.
I got something to show before we go to.
You have that last reel?
Breakfast on me at this spot right down the street from you. Then you get another message. Pause. Hey there, stud. I'm going to the gym at 12 p.m. I'd love to go with you. Maybe you could teach me a thing or two.
I'll teach you a couple things.
Then you get another one. Hey, having a penthouse party tonight, 9 p.m. It's going to be great. You can network with some other higher status guys that we're inviting. It's going to be great. And I'll have some of my girlfriends there as well. All bad. Hey, what's up, handsome? Just sending you $500 because you're so good looking.
Oh my God.
Thanks for you the one, baby. Let's say that happens to you for one day. You'd probably think you're the Then it happens for 2 days. You're going to think, damn, I'm like almost on God mode. Now it happens for 7 days. Then you think you're invincible. You guys see where the I'm going here? You literally would think you are God's gift to women if you got this type of attention and you got this type of love every single day for nothing more for the fact that you exist in the other. You would become a piece of person, wouldn't you? You would just sit there and be a low IQ moron, not read, not better yourself, not go to the gym. My friends, that is the life of a modern day girl that's super attractive.
I'll be honest, I don't agree with most of what he says, and I don't think you should be taking advice from him on how to have a successful relationship with a woman because he clearly cannot do that. If you just want to have sex with women and date women, sure, go ahead. But back to our original point, he's pretty spot on with this. Any woman who experiences that and just views it as normal reality, how could she not be delusional?
So Frankie asked me, I think this is a really good question to have very different age girls on here because I'm assuming Frankie said, so for the audience, well, you're super attractive in my day. But so I do get a lot of messages and offers and things but how I'm going to table my answer. How I would answer that now and how it makes me react and how it makes me feel is completely different than younger versions of me in each stage of life. And I think it's really important to notate that. Now, there are some women that never do grow up. So I think, they never do. But all in all, in the different stages of life, it is a very different reaction. And I'm gonna have to table my opinion on it until we have a group of girls because
that's a great idea.
I know I know exactly, but I also know it is very situational. It's very much age, and I will say this for women out there: if you listen to that, I'm gonna let women answer. Maybe I'll put the clip out online.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
But if somebody never watches my show again, if you are this girl, be very, very. You're walking a slippery slope of delusion, and it's a fair slope because you are getting told. But there is nothing more that pays off than being having integrity, being really smart, and being able to take care of yourself, right? Because looks fade, and there's always another younger, pretty girl coming up behind you. And if you are solely dependent on income, on validation, whatever that is for you, you're going to have a rough time when you get older. That would be my advice. Now, what I think and how it's affected me and happened to me throughout the years, I'll explain that. And many girls, I have plenty of girls that could get on here and explain that. I mean, all women are beautiful, so I always like to say that.
Yeah. What got my attention was how adamant, how assertive he was about what he was saying.
He was kind of right.
And I was like, I guess I was thinking, well, but as men, you really can't relate because most men, we don't get compliments like that.
And the guys I know that do constant, it's super interesting that it's minus the money thing. Yeah. It's very much the same and as weird for them because these messages are just, especially if you're a well-rounded person, because you're like, I don't think that of myself. What the fuck?
That's what I said. That's
and
what
then
I'm
some of them are
curious
just wacky.
Well, I mean, like everything's there's an exception, right? But I'm really curious to see.
Yeah.
Get a nice panel of women here, gorgeous hot women.
We could even zoom them in because I really do think that I found that very interesting.
Yeah, I'm down.
Oh God,
definitely.
Here he goes. Here he goes. You better think your thoughts out 6 weeks prior to that show.
I want to hear what you're saying.
All right, so we're gonna wrap up in a minute, but we don't do resolutions, and just in case we do not come back until after the new year, I know we don't. But what? And keep it short so we can get these guys home. What is your theme or hope for 2025 for the new year? Theme or hope? Like what is your set? Let's set your intention, because I believe if we say our intentions out loud, then we have a better chance at completing them. Not resolution, just set an intention.
Julio?
Rock more, rock harder.
What does that mean? That's not an intention.
It is an intention. Intention to rock. So
are we talking music?
It's gonna be a lot music related. This year I went to a few more concerts than I did before.
Yeah, it
was a great experience. And as I get older, I realize like the bands that I grew up with that I probably won't be able to see again.
Yeah.
So I kind of like enjoy them one more time.
Yeah.
You know, grab hold of that youth one more time and just like rock on.
It's funny at your age how you start at different stages. You start to feel the age. It's different at 30s than at 40s and 50s. But
absolutely.
What about you, Frankie?
Definitely international travel.
Yeah.
International love.
And it's not just the fact that it's outside of the U.S., but I'm really looking forward to like just experiencing like different cultures. I've never really done it. You get influenced so much by what you see on social media, TV. Now I really want to go, and explore it.
Yeah.
Find out if they peg different in different countries.
I think for me, obviously travel. I said that earlier, but I think to continue. So this year was a lot about not reacting with ego. Stop thinking with ego and react and approach people without ego. It's hard. It's not easy, but it's made my life better because I think I've got it down 70% of the time. The other time that Philly girl comes out and wants to fuck people up the minute that ego gets involved, right? Yeah. But seriously, I have really tried really hard, and I think I've done a good job. And I will tell people the result of that is such a more peaceful place inside myself when somebody's saying something or attacking me. And I do take the step back because I do know my own verbal assault power. I can verbal assault someone in a minute. So I have to, like, if I'm quiet, is just because I don't want to hurt somebody. And then, what else did I say? Regulating emotion was a big one this past year, which I think I've gotten really good at that. Much better.
Oh, big time, huge difference.
I mean, big time. And
a lot of growth.
I think for me, it is really learning. I gave myself grace. I just want to be better at giving other people grace, but also within my power, right? Yeah. I think that I sell myself short on. When we say power, I'm not talking that in a negative connotation. I hope I said that right.
Connotation.
I think a great line is never wield Never be so kind. I'm going to say this wrong. Never wield so much power that you forget to be kind. And never be so kind that you forget who you are, basically. And I think what's a better word for dumb yourself down? I kind of minimize where I think I can be when I know I can be so much more. And I minimize that because I don't want people to think that I think that I'm conceited or something, and I'm not. It's just like, I know I can do big things, and I'm going to allow myself to be in that power and be like, you can. Fuck yeah, girl. And fuck if everybody thinks that of you, because the people that know and love you know that that's not at all the case, right? And they'll be with you on the ride you take, meaning on your path with goals, just as I will be with you guys, right?
Yeah, like don't hinder yourself.
Yes, I hinder myself, but I hinder myself sometimes because I don't want to seem, and I think I'm afraid to do things, and somebody called me, anyway, I don't want to get there. And get back to me. Like I've kind of ventured out on all these pieces of me, and I do a lot for others and this and that. And I think this year I need to be about me. But now this new me that I keep talking about all these pieces. I've done this and this and put them back together and I'm going to do for me. I feel like I do a lot for others, and I'll always do that, but I'm really, really going to do for me. You know what I mean? Really put me first. And if that means, you know, maybe I have to make hard decisions about ending friendships or ending certain pathways, and maybe I can't work on this project anymore because I can't anymore in this life, whatever that is. I'm just making an example.
Are you breaking up with me, Jess?
No, not this, not the podcast. I didn't mean the podcast. You know what I mean.
And then I one question talking about like, you know, emotions and all that. Will you be toning down your obsession with Taylor Swift?
No. Although the Eras Tour...
Wedding Bells 2025.
Although Taylor is ending the Eras Tour. It ends totally after almost 2 years, December 18th.
Insane.
What a badass bitch. I love her. I love me some Tay-Tay. You know, she's just an incredible human, an incredible... Just, I think when Taylor comes to mind, I think kind human. Above all else, it doesn't even come to mind that she sings. I think kind human. What a great person. And I think everybody out there listening, once again, we wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. We also remind you to be kind.
Yes.
Even at the holiday tables. Go Commanders, because when this is playing, I think we'll tell John to air at Thanksgiving that the Commanders will be playing Dallas. So go Commanders, kick some ass for us. Please, God, please don't lose to Dallas. And what do we always say, Frankie? Life's too short for shitty relationships and bad sex. We hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving. John, music.
Also, in case it's in January.
Hold on. Happy birthday, Frank the Tank, on December 20th if we don't come back.
I thought you usually end on the shitty sex
I
thing.
did. I already said it.
Yeah. And how about if it's not bringing you...
If it's not bringing you income, inspiration, or an orgasm, we're not fucking with it. Take good care, guys. Later.